Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to What's Unsaid. Today we're going to talk about Greenland, how that could affect America, speculation, of course. We're going to see what's unsaid, and we're going to see basically what Donald Trump has to say about all this. There will be a couple clips that we're going to watch, and then I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and that'll be it. So let's get started with this first short from U.S. Today. So,
How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet.
okay, he says he's not talking about money for Greenland yet. I have seen videos where he has said that he would offer anyone from Greenland that wants to come over to America, he would offer them $100,000. So this could have been before that. Um, you know, or maybe it's a fake video. I'm not sure. So let's just keep going.
I might talk about that, but right now we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
Okay, I know he tries to make a joke here, but he does have a point. You have your three powerhouses in the world, which are America, China, and Russia. So if we don't do something, more than likely they will. And there are strategic things about Greenland that I will discuss later. But for now, we'll just continue on.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way.
Okay, he talks about doing it the nice way or the difficult way. Difficult way, we all know what that is. That's straight up warfare. Or we'll do it like we did Venezuela. Go in, take what we want. Sorry about that. We take what we want and we get what we want. That's just how America does it. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm not saying it's the wrong way. But it's just how America does it. Or we could do it the nice way, where he basically pays them off to get Greenland. Wouldn't be the first time he's offered people money. He is a businessman after all. So, you know. When he says that he doesn't want Russia or China to take over Greenland, there are plenty of things to say about that. One, he says we don't want them as a neighbor. Technically, we're already neighbors with Russia. Technically. But when you look at Greenland, if the sea levels do rise and it does swipe over Greenland, you're looking at a massive fucking canal that will cut shipping times in half. And you're looking at, if we own that canal, we now own one of the fastest fucking shipping routes there is. And as a strategic move, we don't want Russia or China to have that. So that's a good possibility why we want Greenland. Let's just move over to the next clip. Next clip is from We Are Iowa. So let's see what he says here.
Look, if we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will. And
Here we go again. He says this again. As I've already stated, it's a strategic move to take over Greenland. There are other things, but so far, this is what we got.
not letting that happen. If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will take Greenland, and I am not going to let that happen. Yeah, sure. I'd love to make a deal with them. It's easier.
Okay, as you see, he says, I would love to make a deal. Okay, he would love to buy Greenland, is what he wants to say, which he cannot say that. But that is exactly what he wants to say. I would love to buy Greenland. Greenland does have a lot of minerals on it as well. Um, so if there was ever a digital dollar, you could have it where your digital dollar is backed up by minerals instead of your gold or your silver or like the US dollar is today, nothing. It's better to have it backed up by something, which is why there is the group BRICS. And in case you don't know what BRICS is, it's I want to say it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia. Could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong on the Brazil part, but that's what that stands for. It's those countries that have enough gold to back their money up instead of backing it by oil. They want to back it up by gold. But if you were to have a digital currency, then you could technically back it up by minerals instead of gold, which would make the purchase or the acquisition of Greenland worth it. But let's just keep going.
But one way or the other, we're going to have Greenland. Well, maybe NATO would be upset if I did it. Maybe NATO would save a lot of money. But I like NATO. I just wonder whether or not if we needed NATO, would they be there for us?
Here he says he likes NATO. That's debatable. Trump going that he's tried to get us out of NATO multiple times. I don't believe that. So we'll see.
I'm not sure they would. You know, we spend a lot of money on NATO, and I'm not sure they would. But Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over. They don't go there. It's very far away from Greenland. And Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. Do you know that? Do you know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds.
Okay, brother. 2 dog sleds is crazy. But I mean, I get what he's saying. Greenland's like military defense, it's nothing. It's nothing compared to Russia, China, America, North Korea, like even other smaller places like Britain or Denmark. Like Greenland has nothing. Their population is only like 57,000, give or take. I could be a little off, but they don't really have a military. So to take over Greenland, unless people were to assist, and even if people assisted, you're still looking at the 3 to 4 major players: Russia, China, America. If we're talking about armies, well, I was talking about North Korea, but we're not talking about that in this video. So, but those 3 players, they have the biggest military in the world. It would not be hard to take over a place like Greenland, even if they had help. So I get the 2 dog sled thing. They don't actually have 2 dog sleds, but their military is basically non-existent.
In the meantime, you have Russian destroyers and submarines and China destroyers and submarines all over the place. We're not going to let that happen. And if it affects NATO, then it affects NATO. But, you know, they need us much more than we need them, I will tell you that.
Okay, he says we need them more than they need us. Or they need us more than we need them, sorry. I'm not 100% if that's true or not. I do know we are one, if not the biggest country in NATO. So it is possible that NATO does need us for the money, for all the other stuff. But, you know, I can't tell you. That's, to be honest, that's actually what's unsaid because I have no idea. I could look it up, but I should have done that before this video. So let's continue on to the next clip, see what it says.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. Because if we don't do it, Russia...
Okay, I think this is just the same video we've already seen.
And I may do that for Greenland too. I may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland because we need Greenland for national security. So I may do that. I'll give you a little. I'll talk about I'll take you out of that. In fact, that'll end up being the story. But actually, this is a much bigger story because we're reducing healthcare by numbers that you haven't seen. And I may do that for Greenland too. I may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with it.
Okay, he says he may put a tariff on countries that don't go along like Greenland. But what happens if Greenland doesn't go along? We go into a war. So, the tariff is a good idea. Because basically it does get you what you want. So, either they're illegal or legal tariffs. But, you know, that's what's unsaid. So, let's talk about what I think is going on here. There's one. I mean, I've already talked about two of the things. Actually, I've talked about all three if you've watched my last video. But I'll go over them again. So, the first reason we want Greenland, alright, is for the minerals. We definitely want those minerals. If we want to if we want to stay on the top of the food chain, we want Greenland for its minerals. 2, like I said, if the sea level is to rise in the future and it opens up the passageway for shipping, you're looking at major economic prosperity there because you have that canal. If that were to happen, like you're looking at cutting shipping times in half, if not a third, if that happens. Alright, so number 3, you're looking about, as I said, the minerals, the digital dollar. You're looking at that could be backed up. Some other things that have been speculated, which these are smaller things. These are some things of what's unsaid. I'm not gonna say if they're true. One is he wants more white immigration. I have a hard time thinking that's what that is, but you never know. It is Donald Trump, and it is America, the way America is right now. I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of it. It's not going to be all of it, but hey, like I always say, that's what's unsaid. So like, subscribe, share, comment if you think things I say are stupid, or if you disagree, agree, let me know in the comments. Peace, love, and I hope y'all have a great day.